Hello, gorgeous Taurus fam. I am so excited to bring you your December 2018 discussion. And if you are interested, I have year ahead forecasts for all 12 signs. I will leave the Vimeo link below. These are really great for getting a sense of the holistic landscape of 2019, what the big aspects, the big transits really, that's really what we're talking about, the big transits, how those are playing out, where that's affecting you, how you can leverage that and really play with it and have a fun, creative, expansive year. I'm also pulling some cards in those videos so that you get a sense of the intuitive aspect of it as well, because it's not all about a perfect map of exactly what's going to happen. It's about taking the energy and playing with it. So check those out. But here we are in December 2018, a really important month. I think quite a symbolic, intense time of introspection, preparation, and moving forward from all that retrograde action. It's funny because your ruling planet was retrograde for a month and a half, and it just went direct a couple weeks before December hit. And you just got out of Scorpio season, which is mirror season for you guys. November was pretty heavy hitting for Tauruses in general, just in like resetting things, re-scrambling, bringing in new ideas, and just kind of getting you guys reset. And I have to tell you that December has still a lot of that mirroring energy for you, at least the first week for sure. The first week is really going to be bringing in a lot of this reflective energy, because your ruling planet, first of all, is going to be opposing Uranus and Aries. So your ruling planet will be in Libra at the very last degree, or your last degree of Libra. Uranus is over there at the very tail end of Aries, and those two are opposing on December 1st. So, that's always a shake-up energy. Like Uranus wants to reset things, shake things up a little bit. So you've got this mirroring energy there. Then December 1st, also, Mercury is retrograding back into Scorpio, opposite sign. Time to reflect on, your relationships again, get a little bit, just a lot of relational energy going on there. The next day, your ruling planet Venus goes direct moves forward into Scorpio. So more of that, your ruling planet, once again, in your opposite sign for a good chunk of the month. You have a lot of energy there that is working with you. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Assessment. Taking a breath. Taking your time. Not rushing through to the next answer, right? That's so much of what December is about. I've been doing all these readings, and December it feels like we should be doing everything, right? It's Sag season. Sag season is so dynamic. It's so much about playfulness, creativity, fun, vibrancy. In your case, it's about your 8th house transformation. It's a time to really check in with yourself, check in with what's authentic to you, what's authentic to your vision, to your mission, to your brand, checking in with what is serving you and where you're wanting to put your energy. 4 of Cups popped out, where you're wanting to put your energy and where you don't. Like, look at this energy right here. It is time to take a moment. Now, Taurus, you guys are good at this. This is one of your strong points. You are able to slow down and look around you. 9 of Cups, very nice, and kind of see what's going on. But you have a new moon in Sag on the 7th. You have all this energy in Scorpio. You have all this energy in Sag in your 8th house. Mercury does eventually move back into Sag on the 12th. The Venus retrograde post-shadow phase, I believe, ends on December 19th. So one thing to keep in mind is that a good chunk of this month, we're still coming out of these retrogrades. 7 of Cups. And it is okay to take your sacred time with all of this. Now, as the month moves forward, it gets more and more interesting in some ways, because we hit Capricorn season. Gorgeous. That's so good for you guys. Like, this is really where, when we hit into Capricorn season, you'll be noticing that your cohesive vision of what you're wanting to build gets clearer and stronger, and that you're able to kind of see it for what it's worth. Sun. And I think Capricorn season is where you're going to feel a lot more of your empowerment and clarity of mind. And partially that's going to come from taking some of the slower energy that we saw at the beginning of the reading here. We'll talk about it. I just dropped a card. I dropped 3 cards. Okay, these are the cards. 3 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so Man, you guys, there's so much assessment energy here. There's so much assessment energy. In fact, the the message I had for you guys was mirror, mirror on the wall. And taking that time to reflect. So Capricorn season hits. Beautiful energy for you. That's your house of beliefs, your belief system, how you're looking at the whole big structure around you. And then right away, we have this 0-degree Cancer full moon. Now, I've been saying, the Gemini full moon we had in November was about closing out. And that was a 0-degree full moon as well. It was about closing out. It was about taking a moment to sit with our thoughts and how we think through things and release. And then the Sag season in December is a lot about continuing that theme. How are we using our thoughts, our philosophies to hold us back? And then when we hit into Capricorn season and we hit into the 0-degree Cancer moon, we are being invited to move forward and to feel forward into something very abundant. But we have to work in that watery trust way that is Cancer energy. The north node of the moon is in Cancer. We have the 0-degree full moon happening. We're all being kind of beckoned forward into a much more intuitive, nurturing, calmer way of letting good things flow through us. So that is really powerful. Cancer energy for you is very much about communication, communicating your wants and your needs and your desires. And feeling that you can take what you notice about what's really working for you and where you're really wanting to put your energy and communicate that very clearly to those around you. So really good energy for you in general. Mars is also in Pisces, which is great for this month, which is great for you as far as building community and feeling determined to create a space around you and people around you that work for you. And you may be finding that you're wanting to revolutionize that a little bit and really refine that vision. But once again, all the steam, all the firepower for this month, while we do have it in a fire sign for a lot of the month, and there's a lot of playful, focus-driven action, Sag and Cap are both energies of let's do stuff in this world, let's make stuff happen. And yet the intensity and the beauty of this month is that in reality, what we think and how we think about things and how we use our minds and our energy and where we take those pauses and check in is really where all of the magic is for manifesting what we want next. And I see that so strongly with you, Taurus. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes so much sense. With all that energy still in Scorpio, with all the retrograde closing up, with all this energy in your 8th house as well in Sagittarius, this is really a time. Don't fight it. Don't push yourself too hard. Don't try and have it all figured out. Let the reflection time be enough that's figuring it out right there, but I look at these first 3 especially, and what I see is a big chance, just check in. What I love about the Knight of Pentacles is that this guy is not in a rush to do things just to get them done just because he wants to have the final outcome. It's that whole thing of he gets that he's not going to make decisions to get a temporary hit of dopamine, temporary happiness. He's going to get the good long range thing because he's going to take his time and he's going to think about what he wants to carry with him. He's not going to carry an extra saddlebag on this horse with him. He's going to stop and he's going to look at the lay of the land. This guy is a strategist, right? And he's noticing where he's wanting to take his energy. He's not just going and finding out later why something isn't working. He's paying attention now. And that's kind of what I'm getting. Pay attention now to the things that are just not flowing with you, aren't making your heart light up. Maybe they did at another point. Maybe that vision did at another point, but it's okay for those to morph. And the more you are willing to just give this moment a chance to just look at that lay of the land, check in, you'll be noticing that there's 2 things going on here underneath the surface. This is where you're getting the lay of the land, right here. And also with the 7 of Cups, we'll talk about this in a minute, as a strategy and as a way to really connect in with how to practically do this kind of soul searching, how to do this kind of mapping out. Because here's what I'm seeing. On the one hand, I'm seeing a little bit of resistance, a little bit of hesitation, and also an impatience. Like you should have something figured out already, and you should have something sorted already. It should already be known. It should already be done. Why don't you have it all figured out? And you're putting that on yourself, right? Don't worry about that. All those answers are coming in. What you want to be focusing on is this Nine of Cups. Now, this tells me that there is a lot of support in your home environment and the people around you. And if you have a question about something, you have something that you're questioning or you're needing or you're wanting to put more of your energy into or less of your energy into, don't be afraid to express that, because there are people who will support you and give you that sense of security in how you're moving through the world. The other thing to think about here is the Nine of Cups is about emotional well-being. The guy in this picture is not struggling. He's not worried about what's going to come next. He has everything he needs and he knows it. And you know, that feeling you have when you don't feel like you're at the end of the day, you're still looking for something, where you're so satisfied in what you have. That is the emotional indicator of what's working for you and what you want to build more on. Things that do not leave you feeling like this need to be reassessed this month. That's what I will say. And that can go for relationships. It can go for big work projects, which I do feel like a lot of it has to do with what you do in the world, how you show up in the world, how you give of your gifts and talents and abilities. There's a lot going on with that. Just creative ventures and anything like that. Now, the Seven of Cups. This is where I was saying this is actually a great tool and a great asset. Now, yes, this can leave you feeling a little foggy. And like I said, everybody's going to think that they should have it figured out in December. It's really funny. Everybody, all signs are going to be like, I should already know this. December is just not giving us that kind of knowing, especially the first 3 weeks. Sag season is not giving us answers. I'll tell you that right now. It's not an answer month. It's a month to embrace Seven of Cups energy, actually. So for you, you may be noticing you're kind of going up there into the ether to check in with what cups are fulfilling you and what's not. Don't resist this too much. Have fun. I like to think about this as kind of a playground. I think a lot of us fear going up there because if we are questioning choices or we're questioning where we put it, then we're questioning ourselves and we're questioning everything we're doing. But in reality, it's just go up there and play. Like, what's feeling really great and in flow and just like perfect for you? And what's just kind of feeling lackluster and kind of not giving you what you want? I mean, just play in there. You'll know immediately, right? If you don't resist this process, you'll be able to see everything inside of those cups and it'll be good. When you do resist this process, you just pick cups at random and you drink from them and find out later whether they are filled with snakes or beautiful crowns. And a lot of people go about life that way. They just drink the cup and they're like, whoops, that was poison. Find out later. Once again, you guys are more in this mode of like, let's look at this now. Let's take a lay of the land now on a spiritual level, on a soul level, not just on a practical level. This is soul level stuff. So that I only want to drink from cups that are fulfilling for me, really, and really pay attention to that. You guys only have so much energy. Like, spreading yourself thin is just serves no one, right? So we have playful energy here. I love this. I think you guys are going to have you have a lot of really good friends around you, a lot of really good people around you that are bringing up this playful, joyful, lighthearted side. And I think that you should also be valuing this. Like, pay attention to what feels jubilant and celebrational and supportive of you, because this is flowing energy. Once again, what brings out your inner child? What brings out your inner creativity? What makes you feel that you can just be your funny, hilarious, lighthearted, playful selves? What makes you feel like you can just let your hair down and be who you are? Like, you don't have to be cautious all the time. What makes you feel like you aren't armored up to go into battle? What makes you feel like you are with yourself, of yourself, and in flow? Yes, you do have this around you. You have a lot of emotional support around you. I just have to say, on like a very practical level, you have a lot of fun and creative emotional support around you. On the other hand, this is still, like I said, so much about soul searching and connecting with what your soul is really saying to you. So Sun and Three of Cups, it's about playfulness. It's about what feels right. I mean, this is not subtle energy. This is not energy that oh, I can't figure out if this is good for me or not. You know what I mean? It's like, look at these pictures. There's a kid on a white horse just riding around naked. He does not care. He's just having fun. And 3 women dancing and playing together and laughing. There's nothing complex about these energies. And that's the thing that I've been saying too. We're always looking for very complicated answers for our lives, for our relationships, for why a career works or doesn't work, why a project works or doesn't. We're always looking for this huge like novel of pathway. But true source wisdom is so simple. It's like, does that bring you joy or does that dampen your spirit? That's like the only question. Is that thought nurturing or is it not? Is that action nurturing or is it not? And the simplicity of it can be kind of stark sometimes when we're not used to it, but that's really what's going on. Now, we do have a little bit of value stuff coming up here, Taurus. I love you guys. This is not about poverty. This is not about lack of resources. These are 2 of the most mental pentacles, money cards that there are. One is about feeling really rigid and like you can't let go of something that you need to let go of. Like it's that 4 of Pentacles always represents, you know that you need to make a change, you know you need to make a shift, cut a tie. Like a lot of times this comes up when you need to quit a job or you need to move house or you need to consider moving to a new city or anything like that where you know that you have this big leap that you want to make, your soul wants to make, but you feel that if you make that leap, everything you love and value is going to disappear. It's all going to fall apart. All there is going to be is like death and destruction on the other side of that leap. And you'll lose everything that you have. And it makes you feel that you are stuck and you are trapped and you can't move. So when you get that feeling, yes, like look at that. Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel you have to hold on to it? And the other side of this is this 2 of Pentacles. A lot of times the 2 of Pentacles, when that shows up, that's like that feeling like you have to play a role. Like you have to keep everything tossed up in the air for everybody else, for yourself. You have to play all the roles. And really what ends up happening is you look like this guy who's just trying to balance these 2 things. And he thinks he's able to balance this ocean and the currents by doing that. But that's not his job. And he's not doing it. He's just using a lot of energy trying to do that. Like a lot of what I'm getting with the cards, more than the astro, like the cards are telling me that there's something that's not fulfilling you. There's some aspect of your life that you are putting energy into and you are feeling pressure to put energy into and it's not fulfilling you. And you already know how you want to kind of move and shift that, but you have been a little hesitant to do so. So December is a perfect month, you guys, I'm going to pull one more card, I think, to check in, just listen. You know, you don't have to make all the action this month. If you need the whole month to listen, you know, listen through that Cancer full moon. I think it will be really powerful. Listen through the Sag season because it's really powerful for Tauruses, the way that fire energy is working at you. It's kind of intense. Listen in, you know, have fun listening in. Timing is always perfect, so don't feel like you have to move on everything all the time, but paying attention to the emotional quality. Oh my goodness, the Tower, yep. Okay, don't freak out. Once again, the Tower is about freedom. It's about toppling old power systems. I often say this is about toppling the inner despot. The reason the Tower gets such a bad rap and why people are, oh no, this is always about unexpected outcomes. It's just, no, the Tower only becomes that where something crazy happens that rips your life in shreds or whatever when it's been like years of you not listening to something that you know you wanted to shift, like years. And eventually the universe is like, okay, you keep asking for this shift and like you're not doing anything, so here, I will take it. When the Tower shows up, it's an invitation. It is a reminder that you have something that you want. You feel trapped in a tower. Once again, there's this pressure, like you need to do all this, you need to be all these roles. Really look at that, because it will start to feel more and more like a prison, more and more like an inferno, and there will be a point where you kind of explode, and then yes, lightning and thunder and toppling towers get involved, and it feels more like this. Emotively, the Tower feels more destructive. But it's a liberation, and I do feel like there's just something you want to be liberated from. Really, like I said, that Knight of Pentacles, take a lay of the land. Okay, you know you want to be liberated from something. You know you want to shift gears and focus a little bit more on like one or two aspects of your life, you want to shift gears and just focus in on the things that are supportive and good for you. Take a lay of the land, start making a plan, put it down on paper, take a deep breath, listen into your emotions, and start thinking about how you can shift that. That's all you have to do. It's not most things in life, even things that seem like a leap, it's a series of little steps that we take to shift our lives. Even big shifts need practical solutions. So just start thinking about it, and start making those plans. And by the end of the month, I think you'll just be able to see how to do that and do it step by step, right? I love you guys so much. I'm still doing sessions, so if you'd love to have one, I will leave my website below so that you can check out my sessions. I would love to see you over there. You can find my Vimeo Your Ahead readings in the link below. You can also check me out on Instagram at the Sarah Tarot. I would love to see you over there. All the goodies are in the description box. If you have any questions about how to find me, how to book with me, just look down there, follow the instructions, and you'll be all set. I love you guys so much. I will see you in January. Can you believe it? Thank you so much for being the beautiful people you are. I just have to say that. And I will see you all for a brand new year.